So I put her under a stretch. She does a hip hike, and when I resist that, if any spot bothers you, touch it with one finger. And what she's doing is she's pointing to a muscle strain in the lower attachments of the QL. If you stretch that, you'll actually take those fibers that are in multiple directions and stress them and irritate the injured site. So if there is a muscle strain, it'll surface when they contract the muscle against resistance, again called a muscle resistance test. Because there's a strain right there, I put her in neutral. Her hips are at 90 degrees, her knees are at 90 degrees, this muscle's relaxed, and then I do a technique called multi-directional frictioning. As you see, we'll see in the screen, the split screen, the collagen runs in multiple directions. What you do is you bring the muscles to their resting length and friction in multiple directions for up to 20 to 30 seconds. Frictioning, however, does not realign the scar tissue. It simply softens the collagen matrix so that the movement that follows and the eccentric forces that follow that can realign the scar tissue. So after the frictioning, the movement has to be pain-free. So I bring the leg here, and Fran, you're going to hold your leg there, and when I ask you, just let your leg lower down towards the floor. And what that is doing is she brings that leg down, controlled deceleration of adduction. That is an eccentric muscle contraction. Eccentric means when the muscles shorten, that's concentric, but when they slowly lengthen, that's eccentric. And it's the eccentric muscle contraction that changes the direction of the scar tissue to resolve the pain in the area of the SI joint muscle tendon strain problem. Now, if the movement is pain-free, where Fran can actively adduct and abduct the leg, and that is pain-free, we can add a force, and eccentric muscle contraction increases. The more force we apply, the more fibers we recruit. Again, let's review this. When I did the multi-directional frictioning to the strained area, based on the resistance test, it softened the strain. But when I do the movement, it begins to reorganize the strain when Fran does the movement. And if that movement is pain-free, then she comes back up here, and I take two fingers, and she gives me just a little bit of resistance, but let it move, let it move, let it move, come back up, give me a little bit more resistance, let it move, and then when I put her under a deep stretch, if I've resolved all the injured muscles of the strain, when she hikes up this time, there will be no pain. So when you hike up, can you feel anything at all? Good.